Shiki is stargazing with his grandfather Ziggy, who is a robot, and alongside his friend Michael, who is also a robot. A shooting star passes by, which attracts Shiki's attention. His grandfather tells him that it's a dragon and tells him about the wonders of the cosmos. He informs him that in the vast cosmos, there exist many living beings such as humans, cats, dragons, etc. He also wishes that Shiki will be able to go to the cosmos, find his mother, and make a lot of friends. Young Shiki makes this his life goal and strives to walk towards it. Years later, a young woman named Rebecca and her pet cat Happy visit the Granville town, where robots live in harmony and peace. All the bots of the town welcome the guests, as they are the only guests they have received in several years. After touring the town, Rebecca and Happy head outside, where they find a giant robot cat. They are curious about the bot when it suddenly attacks them. However, a young man saves them from the cat bot and introduces himself as Shiki. Shiki is very surprised to see a fellow human being here in the town of robots. He asks if he can be friends with him, but Rebecca rejects him, causing the poor boy great disappointment. However, he isn't so easy to give up, so he keeps on following them till they reach the city. Rebecca is surprised to see Shiki being treated so well by all the robots in the city. The robots tell her that Shiki repairs all of them, even those that get corrupted. After a huge feast, Shiki goes to sleep while Rebecca and Happy also head to their room. In the morning, Shiki wakes up and hears a commotion outside. He goes outside and sees Rebecca and Happy tied up to a pole surrounded by all the robot citizens. They want to sacrifice Rebecca and take her ship to leave this town. Shiki tries to stop them, but the robots turn their backs on him and beat him. Shiki is heartbroken by this and awakens his ether gear to fight back and save Rebecca and Happy. He frees them and takes them away to the ship and asks her to leave while he holds back the robots. However, Rebecca drags him to her ship and takes him with her. The ship flies towards the sky at high speed and soon they enter the cosmos. Shiki is astonished by all of this and can't believe his eyes. He looks above him and finds a massive dragon flying over them. This excites him even more as he makes a goal for himself to make 100 friends. While he is making his goals, in Granville Town, all the robots shut down after they have completed their mission of sending Shiki into space. It turns out that Shiki's grandfather Ziggy appointed them to force him into space so he can head out and explore and become the legend of the universe. Rebecca informs Shiki that this vast space of the universe is called Sakura Cosmos. In this cosmos, there exists a lot of planets and the Grand Bell is just one of them. She also shows him her videos in which she does various performances to entertain people. She calls it the B-Tube, a popular platform in the Sakura Cosmos which pays its content creators a fair amount of money. Sakura is a celebrity on it. She takes Shiki to the planet Blue Garden, the home of the adventurers. There they head to the Adventurers Guild to register Shiki as an adventurer so he can explore the cosmos with them. Shiki is excited to see all the humans and can't wait to make friends with them. Inside the building, there is a giant hologram of a woman. Rebecca calls her the Mother. Mother is a divine cosmic being that can grant any wish of the person. Upon seeing her, Shiki is reminded of his grandfather's sentences and begs the Mother to grant his wishes. Rebecca gets embarrassed and tells him that this is just a hologram and that the real Mother is humongous and lives outside the Sakura Cosmos. However, Shiki tells her that he thinks he has met her before, which causes everyone to laugh at him. Rebecca also gets embarrassed and drags him out of the plaza. She tells him not to joke like this anymore. Shiki wants to explain, but Rebecca doesn't want to hear it. In their argument, a thief steals Happy and captures him in a jar. He takes him away, which causes Shiki to chase after him. Rebecca starts crying and remembers her childhood memory where she met Happy for the first time. Both of them were alone, so they bonded well. After chasing the thief for a while, Shiki manages to bring him down, but the thief has other friends. The gang members gang up on Shiki and give him a hard time. Rebecca also catches up to them and saves Happy. She transforms Happy into guns and eliminates all the mobs. Shiki is shocked to learn that Happy is a machine. Rebecca reveals that a long time ago, Happy got injured trying to save her and had to be fused with a machine to survive. Seeing their friendship reminds Shiki of his days at Granville. Shiki and Rebecca return to the Adventurers Guild and register themselves as adventurers. Rebecca's friend at the guild helps them verify their identities so they have fewer problems later. However, their mood is ruined when Labilia arrives at the scene. She is also another beekeeper who is very famous and has a lot of fans. Coincidentally, she is also the rival of Rebecca and bullies her. This makes Shiki very angry as he uses his ether gear to make her float and fall onto the ground. This makes Labilia greatly embarrassed as she promises to make them suffer, but this is also a great opportunity for her to make good content. Shiki and Rebecca are sitting in a restaurant talking about where to go when Shiki gives her an idea that if they find Mother, it would make for great content for Rebecca's channel. Rebecca and Happy also get excited and accept this idea. After eating their meal, they head towards their next journey. After Shiki and Rebecca leave the planet Blue Garden, a pirate fleet arrives at the Adventurers Guild and interrogates them about Shiki. Rebecca's friend Clarice recognizes the pirate to be the infamous Elsa. She tells them that they are headed to planet Norma. After traveling for a while, Shiki and Rebecca finally arrive on the planet. The planet Norma is a desolate planet from the outside, but beneath the surface thrives a whole civilization. On this planet, Shiki also learns more about ether gear. According to Rebecca, ether is a form of energy that travels through everything in the universe, and ether gear is a sort of technology that grants its user the ability to control ether. There are various sorts of ether, such as earth ether, water ether, and gravity ether, which Shiki owns. Rebecca's goal is to find the professor who helped them in the past. However, after arriving at the location, they don't find him anywhere. After searching for a while, they are about to leave, when a man comes up to them and asks what they are doing in his basement. Rebecca informs him that they are looking for Professor Weiss. The man points at himself and tells them that's him. However, Rebecca doesn't believe him, as Professor Weiss is an old man. The man thinks to himself and finds Shiki and his group to be suspicious. He marks them from an evil gang that has been chasing after him for a while. Shiki denies the accusation, but the man doesn't believe them and runs away. Shiki and the others are confused and head to the city. After escaping, they arrive at a bar-type restaurant where they once again stumble into Weiss. He asks them to leave and not disturb him, but Shiki is curious about his briefcase, so he steals it and accidentally opens it, revealing a lowly robot inside. The robot introduces himself as Pino, an anti-machine device. Pino accidentally releases EMP waves, which breaks all the machinery in the bar. Even Shiki's power and Happy get disabled too. Shiki is fascinated by this little creature and makes friends with her. However, Weiss is disappointed as he thought there was money inside the briefcase. That's why he stole it from the gang. Rebecca can't believe the honest professor would do such a thing. They are talking about various things when Weiss takes Pino away, leaving the suitcase with them. Shiki and Rebecca open up the suitcase and find an old video inside of it. The video is about 50 years ago, at the same time when they got off for planet Namur. Inside the video, the nefarious gang tortures and dismantles little Pino to force her into submission. Seeing all of this makes Shiki clench his fists in anger as he promises that he will pay the gang for what they have done. Shiki and Rebecca rush to the gang's hideout to save Pino. On the other hand, Weiss also arrives at the hideout and finds Pino in the hands of the gang boss. The boss is Shiri, who is notorious for his evil crimes against machines. Shiri tries to force Pino into doing certain things, but she refuses as it is not allowed by her master. Pino tries to resist, but Shiri is not willing to give up. He threatens Pino to destroy her left leg. Weiss is seeing all of this happening from the side and can't help but clench his fists. He throws a rock at Shiri's face to distract him and takes Pino away. Shiki and Rebecca also arrive at the scene and see Shiri's grunt chasing after Weiss. Shiki jumps in and takes out all the grunts with his gravity ether skills. By using the chaos as an opportunity, Weiss takes Pino and runs away using Rebecca's vehicle. Seeing Shiki take all the grunts easily makes Shiri shocked. Shiki also walks towards Shiri to punish him for the deeds he did to Pino. However, Shiri is cunning and throws a giant boulder at Shiki, which swallows him whole. Rebecca tries to call him, but she doesn't get a response. Instead, two of the Shiri's commanders target her. However, their mind changes after seeing Rebecca's beautiful legs. It turns out that they have a leg fetish and desire beautiful legs. Rebecca gets creeped out and runs away, avoiding them. The boulder pushes Shiki into the basement, where he finds a lot of junk parts. He sees a lot of scrapped up robots and is saddened to see this. He finds a robot that looks similar to Michael and runs after him. However, the bot is named Johnny, who tells him that this is a graveyard for the bots. After being used by Shiri's gang, they were scrapped here. Shiki tries to patch him up, but it's useless. Seeing his kindness, the robot feels happy and tells Shiki that he is glad that he could meet such a kind human like him. After saying this, the robot shuts down and falls into eternal slumber. Weiss is being chased by Shiri and his giant robot. He is eventually shot down by it and falls to the ground. Weiss asks Pino to use her EMP to turn the robot off, but she says that she cannot go against her master. Shiki also returns to the hideout and takes out both of the leg fetish commanders. After that, he takes Rebecca away and heads towards Shiri. Shiki and the others are celebrating and rejoicing in their victory when the police arrive on the scene and order them to surrender. As they are from the future with no IDs, Shiki and others have no choice but to run away. They take off in their ship and head towards the skies. However, the police are still after them, but even after flying so high in the sky. Just when Rebecca is about to enter the cosmos, they are blocked by a mysterious force field which stops them. Seeing this, Weiss has no choice but to come out. He takes control of Rebecca as he activates his ether gear and transforms the entire ship into a better ship. He informs the team that his gear is a machine ether gear, which allows him to modify and improve machines. After entering the cosmos, their signals recover as they receive a call from the professor, who tells them that the planet Norma is cut off from reality and lives in a separate timeline. According to him, this is caused by a cosmic behemoth who feeds on time itself. This frees the team from worrying about the time paradox. After traveling for a while, the team stumbles upon a giant ship that belongs to the space pirates. They are taken in and captured by the pirates, whose leader is none other than Elsa, who has been looking for Shiki for a while. She challenges Shiki that if he can come and beat her, then she will free them. If not, they will unfortunately become their slave. Shiki accepts the challenge and heads towards the upper floors. However, a group of pirates interjects his route and forces him to fight. After making his way through the octopus-looking humans, who are probably the main antagonists in the tentacle hentai series, reaches the second floor. But Rebecca and Weiss are not so lucky and are captured by the tentacles. The tentacles molest Rebecca, which makes for great fan service. Weiss is fully enjoying the live-action hentai, but unfortunately Happy frees himself as Rebecca turns him into her ether guns to shoot the tentacles men down. On the upper floor, Shiki and Elsa stand face to face as they prepare for a duel. Shiki charges his gravity fist while Elsa summons her tentacles to attack him. Shiki and Elsa are tied with each other at first, as none of them can get the upper hand, but after a while, Elsa starts to get aggressive and punishes Shiki for his mistakes amidst combat. Fighting her reminds Shiki of his grandfather, who taught him to use gravity ether. He channels his grandfather's teachings and manages to learn the moves that even his grandfather didn't teach him. Using his newly found power, he manages to match Elsa. Far away in the distance, a fleet of spaceships is making their way towards Elsa's ship. The ship's commander is an admiral of the Justice Interstellar Union. Their mission is to serve justice to heinous criminals like space pirates. Their mission this time is to capture Elsa and her pirates. Justice, the admiral of the fleet, reads the signal on the screen, which shows abnormal amounts of fluctuation. Seeing the fluctuation in gravity, he concludes that it's somehow related to the Great Demon King. He orders his fleet to rush towards Elsa's ship at maximum speed. In Elsa's ship, Shiki manages to defeat her after trying his best and destroying his clothes in the process. But fate is mysterious, and it turns out that the Elsa that he was fighting was nothing but a mimic parasite who copied Elsa. The original Elsa projects herself onto the screen and explains that this ship doesn't belong to her. It's the battleship of the Great Demon King, who is Shiki's grandfather. Rebecca and Weiss are shocked to learn that Shiki is the grandson of the Demon King. Anyways, Elsa gives the ship to Shiki to complete her bet that she made with him. Shiki accepts the ship as he promises Elsa that he will meet her someday as a friend. While Elsa and Justice engage in combat, Shiki's ship quietly escapes the battlefield to avoid extermination between the two giants. Now that they have a new ship, they can head out to find Mother. But there is one small problem. The current ship is infected by the parasite mimic and needs to be cleaned. All the team gets to work and starts to clean the ship. After working for a while, they realize it will take a long time. So they gather around the control room and check the past central room of the Demon King's ship. Shiki heads towards the throne and sits on it, which activates the ship's AI as it recognizes him as the owner. A female android bot comes out of another room and greets Shiki. Shiki orders it to clean the ship, to which she follows his command and returns the ship to its original design, Eden's Zero, which was feared amongst the cosmos back in the day. With their new ready-to-travel ship, the team heads toward their next travel journey, and waiting for them are the wonders of the cosmos. The female android comes up to Shiki and kneels in front of him. She introduces herself as the Witch, one of the 4 shining stars of the Demon King's army. She reminds Shiki that if he wants to visit Mother, he has to cross the inevitable Dragon Fall, where thousands of dragons are gathered together. Shiki acknowledges this fact as he remarks that he will try his best to find the other 3 shining stars too. After their brief meeting, each person on board heads to different places to kill time. Rebecca and Happy head to the spa and massage center, where Witch gives them a nice and oily massage, giving fans a full fan service of Rebecca's thick body. After traveling in the cosmos for a while, the team finally reaches their goal, the Blood Garden. Weiss separates himself from the team as he heads out to enjoy himself and see the wonders of the 50 years into the future world. Shiki and Rebecca also head to the Adventurers Guild to find some clues regarding the 4 shining stars, when they stumble once again into Lobelia, who bullies our poor Rebecca once again. After wasting some time to increase the screen time, she heads back to her casual stuff. Shiki and Rebecca are having lunch when her friend comes up to her and tells her that the Guildmaster is summoning Rebecca to talk with her. Rebecca is quite tense as she heads to the Guildmaster with Happy. Shiki is getting bored, so he also heads out to have some fun with Pino. Both of them are traveling in the city when they hear someone scream for help. They walk towards the narrow alley and find Lobelia cornered by a man who wants to kidnap her. Shiki confronts the man, but it turns out the man is also an owner of a ether gear, and his style of fighting is that of ninjas. Shiki fights him for a while, but the man is searching for something, so he escapes. Before running away, he mentions to Shiki that if he wants to spar, he can come to their location. Shiki and Lobelia head back to the Adventurers Guild, where they meet Happy, who is heavily damaged. He tells Shiki that Rebecca and the Guildmaster were both taken away by someone. At the same time, news is broadcast that several kidnappings of beautiful beekeepers have occurred in the city. Hearing this, Shiki clenches his fists as he rushes towards the location mentioned by that ninja dude. While the Eden Zero is moving towards the planet just mentioned by the ninja kidnapper, Rebecca wakes up and finds herself tied in a dark room surrounded by many other girls who are also in a similar situation. She realizes that all the girls here are beekeepers. The room lights up as the gates open up. Two alien-looking species alongside the ninja come to check up on the girls. They inform the girls that they have been kidnapped and will be sold soon to the planet Gilst. They kidnapped them on the order of the sister who will be selling these girls to a criminal on planet Gilst. Hearing all of this, one of the girls starts crying. The guard gets pissed off and is about to hit her, but Rebecca defends her. The guard gets annoyed and decides to punish her. He uses the remote in his hand to shock Rebecca with the ropes that tied her. After punishing her, they leave the room. The young girl thanks Rebecca for saving her. Rebecca accepts her gratitude and informs everyone that they can escape this place if they all act together. However, most of the girls have lost hope as no one can survive on planet Gilst but criminals. After that, they are taken to the planet Gilst, where they are put inside a locked room. From the glass window, the master of the criminals arrives and shows the girl what would happen to them. He shows them a video in which he converts girls into statues and furniture to sit on. He orders his subordinates to release the soap to clean the girls immediately. The soap melts their clothes and accessories, leaving them naked, giving a great view to the viewers. The girls hide their assets as they clench their teeth in rage and embarrassment. Shiki and the others are on their way to Gilst when Weiss comes from behind and introduces them to a new companion. Amura introduces herself and remarks that she is not an enemy and is here to help them in rescuing Rebecca from the kidnappers. Weiss explains how he met Hamura on the planet Blue Garden. He tells them that he was heading to the Adventurers Guild when he heard about the news of the kidnapping. He also saw Shiki and the others leaving the guild to head to planet Gilst, so he accidentally talked about Eden Zero to himself. His words were heard by Hamura, who knew about Eden Zero and the Demon King. She requested him to take her to the Eden Zero on a condition. Weiss, the simp he is, couldn't decline the request of a pretty girl, so he boarded with her on the ship. Despite the illegal entrance on board, the crew accepts her as her intentions are not to harm anyone. After a while, they finally reach the planet Gilst and head towards the criminals' hideout. Upon arriving at the location, they find that the hideout is an abandoned church. They head inside and find a giant statue that asks them what they want. After not receiving any answer, a door opens up and a shadowy figure comes out and reveals their identity as the sister. Hearing the word sister reminds Shiki of the 4 shining stars. He contacts the witch and asks if she is the same one from the 4 shining stars. The witch informs him that her looks are different, but the identification code is the same. The sister warns Shiki to leave, but he insists that he must get Rebecca back. She offers him a deal: if he can pay her double the money that her client bought Rebecca, she would set her free. This makes Shiki angry as he warns the sister to not call his friends merchandise. The sister orders her subordinates to slaughter Shiki and his team while she heads off to the place where Rebecca and the girls are currently held. Hamura summons her Soul Blade Ether Gear and holds back the mobs while she tells Shiki to go ahead and chase after the sister. Hamura is easily able to defeat all the mobs with her soul blades without shedding a drop of sweat. Shiki uses his gravity ability to stick to the bottom of the ship. Using Pino's ability, he was able to listen to the conversation inside the ship and managed to find the coordinates. The sister was planning to head to her client's base to get the money that he was refusing to pay back. Shiki uses this opportunity to go with her too so he can free Rebecca from their evil hands. Inside the base, Rebecca realizes that the soap can melt anything, even glass, so she thinks of an idea that if they use the foam to melt the glass window, they can escape. However, the glass window is too high, so the girls form a human pyramid so Rebecca can reach the window. After melting the window, Rebecca escapes and finds a towel to damp herself. Then she uses the air vents to head to the next room, where she is discovered by the boss, who uses his frog tongue to capture her. Rebecca tries to resist, but he paralyzes her with his electric tongue. Only if he knew how to use this trick in the bedroom, he wouldn't have needed to kidnap the girls. Rebecca at this point has lost all hope, but fortunately, Shiki arrives on time and saves her from the frog's evil tongue. Shiki starts to beat the frog viciously, which frightens Rebecca, so she requests Pino to use her EMP to stop him. After being stopped, Shiki comes to his senses and realizes what's going on. He sees Rebecca draped in a towel and can't help but take a peek at her happiness. Rebecca hides in great embarrassment as the other girls arrive too fully clothed. They throw some clothes at Rebecca when suddenly Shiki throws her in the air as the wild ninja appears out of nowhere. Shiki confronts the ninja, and this time he is not playing any games. On the other side, Hamura has finished up all enemies when Weiss appears from behind and points his weapon at her. She reminds him that she is not an enemy, but Weiss remarks that every villain says that. While everyone is busy in their shenanigans, a huge calamity is approaching the planet Gilst. The cosmic entity known as Croffinage is making its way to eat the planet Gilst time, just like it ate planet Norma. Sensing the Croffinage, the witch heads towards the planet to rescue Shiki and the others from this calamity. Shiki is fighting against the ninja guy and is having a hard time. But unlike previous times, he can match his speed and can do damage too. But their fight is interrupted by Sister and her minion. She is surprised to see that Shiki is still alive and deduces that he must have followed them here. However, this time, she takes an action herself as she fights Shiki alongside her minions. While Shiki is fighting the sister, Weiss and Hamura are locked in a confrontation. They are about to start the fight when Hamura senses an ether fluctuation and heads towards it. Weiss follows her and finds themselves in front of a nun locked up inside a machine chamber. Hamura recognizes the nun as the sister and requests Weiss to free her using his machine ether. Weiss is hesitant, but seeing the confident look on her face, he nods in agreement. Shiki and the sister's side are locked up in a tense battle. Shiki uses the combat moves he learned from Rebecca and uses them to injure her minions. But Rebecca can heal and patch them back to complete health. On the other side, Rebecca finds that one of the girls is missing and runs to find her. After searching for a while, she heads to the trophy room where she discovers her in the hands of the mafia boss, who asks Rebecca to grovel before his feet so he can spare the young girl. Rebecca kneels in front of him as the mafia boss puts his foot on her head, just like an incel would let the goth mommy smash him with her feet. The frog lets the viewers enjoy the complete look of Rebecca's body as he enjoys himself after taking revenge. However, his fun ends when his subordinate comes up to him and tells him about the calamity. This distracts the frog boss as Rebecca takes the gun and the girl from his hands and shoots him down. Shiki also defeats the trio and is about to leave when the original sister arrives and kicks the fake sister down. Then she undresses herself and lets the audience appreciate her marvelous assets as she prays to the Lord and heals all the statue girls in the base. After healing the girls, Shiki alongside Sister escapes the base as they run towards Eden's Zero to escape. Rebecca also separates herself from the girls as she heads to find Shiki and the others. The witch is also making its way toward the planet as only 10 minutes remain now till the calamity hits the planet. While everyone is running away, the ninja guy is furious at the fake sister for lying to him. He smashes her head with his feet and destroys her. It turns out that he was working with the fake sister just to heal his sister, and this betrayal made him extremely angry. Tino informs Rebecca that Shiki and the others have already escaped, and they have even rescued the real sister from underground. And now they are running towards the Eden's Zero to escape the calamity. Rebecca is thankful that everyone is safe and is about to escape when suddenly the ground starts to shake and the earth breaks, engulfing Rebecca. Just when Rebecca thought it was the end, Shiki arrives and saves her ass again. Rebecca thanks Shiki for saving her again and again. Shiki is not evil enough to tell her useless ass that she needs a power-up, so he accepts her gratitude and takes her to the other members. Using his gravity power, Shiki takes everyone to the Eden's Zero and then escapes the planet at full throttle. The calamity engulfs the whole planet after the Eden's Zero escapes the planet's atmosphere. According to Witch's calculation, the whole 12 years were eaten, restoring the planet to the times when it was free from pollution and corruption. The witch and the sister have a nice reunion together while they all sit together around the table. The witch brings up the topic of Hamura's sword as she reminds everyone that the soul blade belongs to Valkyrie, a rival of the Demon King. Hamura received her sword from her master, after which her master disappeared and never returned. Her goal was to find the Demon King, but instead, she found her successor. Shiki invites Hamura on board as he promises that he will help her in finding her master. Weiss also joins the team officially after going through so many difficult times. After the conversation, the girls head to take a bath. The new episode and new fan service after letting the viewers enjoy every nook and cranny of both beauties' bodies. The scene shifts toward the sister and the witch, who talks about the last two remaining shining stars, one of which is Hermit, who can be a valuable asset to the team. The Eden's Zero is flying through the cosmos when it arrives at the legendary Iron Spike, a coliseum made for the strongest gladiators of the universe. On top of one of the statues, there is a young girl whom the witch recognizes as the Hermit. Is this the fate they discovered here this quickly, or is an unknown force at work making these choices for our heroes? That's all for today. If you enjoyed our video, give us a like and subscribe to our channel for more amazing content.